everybody, and welcome back to Encounter Roleplay here on Learn by Play. We're back with another episode of some Dungeons & Dragons set in Waterdeep. So let's get to it, my friends. Let's remind ourselves of who we are and who we're playing. Of course, my name is Will. I'm a D&D sex icon, and I'm here with a wonderful cast of career players to start playing some D&D. We have Sid with us tonight. Sid, how's it going?
It is going okay. It's going okay. There's a lot happening right now. We left off on a note of uncertainty of our fate with our lives, but I'm excited to see where they go. And I am Sid, and I'm playing Ramsey, who is a drow alchemist, drug dealer.
Fantastic. Slash drug dealer. Yeah, that goes for all of you, I guess. Awesome. We have Myth Maru with us tonight. Myth, how's it going, my friend?
Speaking of drug dealers, how's it going, everybody? I am Myth. I'm super happy and hyped to be here. I'm playing Captain Turn Tides Bromley, an ex-fence to the Arboretti family, now cursed by the sea. He's trying his best to figure out what happened to I guess, an ancient shipment of 10 years ago that could get the Arboretti family back on the map, but can't remember. Something happened. We don't know what it is. A lot of stuff happened. And I think there's a price for the capture of Captain Turn Tides Bromley if they're to give it to the Xanathar, and that's not so. So I'm super hyped about it, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Amazing. And of course, we have Lindy with us tonight. Lindy, how's it going?
Oh, I'm doing super spiffy. I am excited to see what mayhem awaits us tonight, as we have just put our fingers in so many pies, theoretically. And there's currently a bunch of drow, some lovely, lovely garlic in the air in this alley, and a mind flayer that I totally threw a dagger at. And I'm real excited to see what comes of this situation.
Absolutely.
It'll be real great.
Yes, and speaking of garlic, we have Greg with us tonight. Greg, how's it going, my friend?
Hey, it's doing well, buddy. Thank you very much for that segue. I appreciate it. It won't keep me up at night as I weep and put myself to bed. But, yeah, my name is Greg, Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters, here on the Learn by Play on Wizards of the Coast D&D channel. I will be playing none other than Flinrich Downcoin, the formerly stout halfling, now shredded, super looking like a dwarf halfling, spent 10 large in Irongate Prison for crimes committed by the Arboretti family. They never came to get him. He has his own agenda. Stick around and see what it is.
Awesome. And of course, we have Tool School with us tonight. School, how's it going, my friend?
I am getting excited for this. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Sal Diori, who is sort of the old guard, one of the old bouncers and enforcers of the Arboretti family, got put out of pasture, put on a little weight, spent a little too much time in the kitchen cooking fettuccine, and he is trying to get back in the game. He made a pact with another family here in town to become a hobgoblin blood hunter, and using the Crimson Rite to sort of get his edge back. But right now, I don't know how much edge it's going to be helpful, because we're facing down a mind flayer, and at least there's garlic in the air, because if nothing else, yeah, fettuccine, garlic, make some bread,
garlic and
over. We'll just invite him to the table. Everyone's gonna have a good time, have a good meal. Sal Diori's cooking in the kitchen, and then get the fuck out of Dodge. So that's who I am. Good to see you.
Awesome. So, to remind you guys of what happened the last time on the show, the party are caught up in their own production of a drug which will make the normal citizenry of Waterdeep into heroes. They've struck up several deals in order to make this happen, and they've made a few enemies along the way as well. Primarily, one of them is Michael Arboretti, who is a sort of old family, I guess, now that they've sort of gone rogue. They decided to speak with Michael, learn more about what was going on, and to try and kidnap him. So Ramsey went into the Arboretti restaurant and met with Michael there, who seemed to be under the thrall of a mind flayer there, Nihilur, whom they know to be from the Xanathar Guild. He was not altogether too pleased to see Ramsey, though did offer her a very interesting deal, and it was 1 million gold pieces for Captain Turntides. the mind flare then proceeded to melt off Michael's face and took her outside to meet with the rest of the party, where Captain Turntides and the rest of her friends were waiting. Just when it seems that Captain Turntides was going to agree to this deal, there was a sudden shot from the darkness, and blackness, inky blackness, appeared everywhere with the darkness spell, as their companions, their allies, perhaps, certainly their hired mercenaries, Bregendaev, attacked. This was part of their deal with the Drow assassins, that they would bring them the Mind Flayer, which they seem to have done. And now they're here in the middle of a fight in Waterdeep with a Mind Flayer, a band of Drow, and the party caught up in the middle of everything. So to kick things off, we're going to roll initiative. Let's do it.
Wowie.
Oh, this is going to go well.
Wowie.
That's a 15.
To catch up,
for
everybody,
Salvador.
I have 1 hit point.
Good.
I got an 8.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. On brand.
Had to unmute. I got a 23. What's up?
Oh,
Nice. Look at you, not 20.
Nat 20 wasted
I
on
got it.
initiative.
22.
19 for Flinridge.
being able to get away quickly is not necessarily a bad thing in situations like these. So Flinridge on a 19, and then Captain Turntides on a 22.
Correct.
Ramsey was 23 too, so it was
Yeah.
Ramsey and then Turntides.
Ramsey,
Yes.
Turntides, Flinridge, Sal, Drexel, and that is all of you. Let me roll some
Sweet.
dice here. So we have Mind Flare going on a 6. Haha! Luckily for you.
Perfect.
And then we have our Drow friendos. And let's see where they go. That's going to be on a 13, which is nicely in between Sal and Drexel. So,
How
the
comfortable?
turn order is Ramsey, followed by Captain Turntides, Flinridge, Sal, Drow, Drexel, and last but not least, our Mind Flayer, Nihilua. So we're going to kick things off with Ramsey. You're actually standing next to the Mind Flayer at this point, though he has detached his octopus-like appendage from your hand. Darkness is all around you, so you...
Plan.
Okay, well, darkness is all around you. You know it's not far away. He is just sort of detaching it at this point, we could say. So it's semi-attached. It's being retracted at the moment. But blackness all around you, and one that even your dark vision does not penetrate easily. But you can make out sort of like shapes around you of things flying through the dark, and certainly the sounds of darts being thrown, bolts being let loose, and that like. So, Ramsey, what would you like to do?
Okay. Okay. Let me get into my zone. But I'm gonna cast Produce Flame, which is gonna shed some
Light the
light
candle.
in a 10-foot radius so we can see what's up.
Okay.
And then as I do that and I see however close the Mind Flayer is to me, I wanna throw my flame at him.
Okay. Very nice.
So I'm gonna make a spell attack and see what happens.
Okay. Cool.
So I'm just gonna do that. Let me type it in over here. Talk amongst yourselves while my computer freezes. Everything's fine.
Oh, good. So, Ramsey is about to produce that flame. A 19's a hit.
Yes. Okay. So I hurl my flame at him, and he is going to. Jesus Christ! Something just fell in there, and it really scared me. I'm so sorry.
It was the Mind
That was a
Flayer.
heck of a spell. We heard it all the way over here.
Oh,
Very impressive.
Jesus Christ! That really scared me.
The Exorcist.
Oh my God! I'm so sorry. Did you guys hear that? Was it okay? It doesn't matter.
Oh, I heard it. It broadcast.
I didn't hear it. What noise are you talking about, you crazy person?
Okay.
All right. Is there damage on that roll?
Yeah, I'm rolling it.
Okay.
Okay, he's gonna take 7 points of damage as I fling my flame, and I know I'm pretty close to them. So could I also, like, as I'm doing that, back away so I'm not like within tentacle range?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's difficult to judge exactly how far away you are, but based on sound, you'd say that you're far enough away. The darkness spells, there must have been multiple of them cast, because this whole area is just darkness. So you can see for a second as you produce the flame, and then as the you see the kind of hiss and bubbling of flesh from the magical light, and then as it is dispersed, not even you can't see again even with your dark vision. But you step away. Captain Turntides, you are in the arms of Drexel. What would you like to do? In the arms of a Drexel.
In the arms of... I'm gonna, So, you're lifting me up? Are you carrying me? What's happening?
I scooped you up like a wee bab and gave you some healing.
Like a wee bab.
Yes.
Okay. Like a reincarnated Voldemort. Okay. So, what a reference. So let's. I don't even know. I'm gonna hold my action. I have 1 hit point.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm like kind of being nursed back. I don't know what else to like.
I mean, you're pretty stunned.
Considering,
you can hold your turn to see what
8
Drexel does as well.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'm gonna hold my turn. I'm probably just gonna watch. Just narratively makes more sense than me going.
I mean, the other thing is you can't even see in the darkness, right? So it's like you're completely blind and you're being held.
And now you're held and cautious, but it's still dark.
But even, I love the idea that he actually thinks he's died. Like he's just gone
This is it. Oh, where am I? There's no tunnel. There's no point of light anywhere. What is it? I've been duped. Yeah, no, I'm gonna just kind of
tunnel for a second with Ramsey's spell, but okay. Flinrich, similarly engulfed in darkness. What would you like to do?
I have a question. Before we actually engaged in combat, a couple of us were hit by that wave of stun that went out. Are we still stunned, or is that enough? Has enough time passed where we're kind of?
Let's check. It is. You get a save each turn. Yep. So you have to make an intelligence saving throw because the stun lasts for a minute.
That would be a 17, my friend.
That is a save.
Okay, so is that at the end of my turn I made that save? So I'm just...
At the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. Yes, unfortunately so.
Okay, so I spent my turn not being stunned.
Cool. You, the tendrils around your mind are pushed back as the hope enters. Okay, Sal, were you stunned as well?
I am also stunned, so I'm going to make my int save, see if I've got it. I do not, with a 6.
A 6 is not enough, unfortunately.
So Sal is just still stunned, standing there in the alley.
Okay. So, next thing I get to do is roll some dice for our drow friends, who have some fun things that they get to do. As they enter the
like be drow.
Yes. Boom.
Very important question.
Yes.
How do I change my dye color in Fantasy Grounds?
You go to, there's a top right, there's like a color wheel. And
okay, it looks like a palette.
It's like a palette. Yeah, it's a palette, yeah. And you can start messing with it. You're welcome. I'll see you in 20 minutes.
Yep.
Alrighty. Boom, boom, boom. Gonna start.
Ooh, some nice hits there.
Yep. And then boom. And boom. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4 hits from our drow friends. And they get to do this. In fact, I should have done this differently. But hey. Alrighty. That's another 2. Plus another 2. That's a total of math, ladies and gentlemen. 3, 6, 10, 15 points of damage. On top of what Ramsey's already done. To Nihilo the Mind Flayer. As you guys begin to hear a series of serrated blades cutting into the wet and sticky flesh of the Mind Flayer. As there's kind of like a series of whistles in the darkness. Drexel, this takes us to your turn. Captain Turntides is in your arms and not feeling so good.
Yes, I would like to just, you just kind of keep backing up. Just back him up. We've got some reinforcements now. I'm going to get him to safety. Or, like, I'm going to try to back up out of the darkness. My movement speed is now 40. So, hopefully I can get him out of the darkness. And if not, I'll dash and keep going.
Yeah, if you dash and keep going, you'll be able to get out of all of the clouds of darkness. They cast several of them. Yeah. And basically, as you turn to look back, you see just a ball of blackness. And it's almost as if no sound is coming from within there as well.
Do I see anyone else? Like, if anyone else has made it out of there? I don't see anyone else. It's just me. I'm going to be like, all right, Captain Bromley, please stay here, stay safe. And I'm just going to, like, set you down and, like a sack of flour outside of the restaurant, or like a barrel, or like something like a garbage bag, whatever. Just setting you down, and whatever movement I have left, just get ready to go back in.
Back in.
Okay, and if I don't have enough to get enter, I'm gonna stand ready, like at the edge of the darkness.
Okay, Mr. Turntides, would you like to take your turn now, or do you still want to hold?
You propped me up on a barrel. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I set you down somewhere, like see some support, so you can sit up. Try not to move around too much. I don't have a lot of healing capabilities, but I was able to bring you back, so.
Right. Very well. I kind of try to, like, adjust my shirt, and as I do, I start to perspire a salty sweat, and the crystals from the salt start to form as I cast mage armor on myself.
Awesome. Nice move. Quick side note, as I was describing this, Siri decided to search radius of serrated blades, how to get the wet and sticky flesh of the mind flayer. Good.
Nice.
Yes, Siri.
Thank you, Siri. Thank you.
I'm going to save that search for later. All right.
Thanks for upstaging us.
That description. That takes us to our mind flayer's turn, who is going to do some things with some tentacles, which are fun. Not for anyone else. That's a nat 20, but luckily for you, there's a bunch of drow around. The creature will succeed on a saving throw, but fails. Yes, indeed.
Perfect.
It does exact sound is what you guys are hearing right now. And then, boom. Basically, you guys are hearing a kind of like a slurping noise coming from inside that bubble of darkness. And you hear a very elven sort of cry of pain and anguish as you hear the wet sucking sounds of flesh being pulled from flesh, and what sounds like a death scream from inside. Ramsey, you're almost out of the ball of darkness, sort of looking from a top-down perspective, not far from Drexel. What would you like to do?
Okay, I think I want to try to cast. I think I want to try and cast a Ray of Sickness onto the Mind Flayer, and I'll flavor that like it's my drugs that I have in my drug belt. And
the only problem I can see you having is being in the darkness.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is I might not be able to see it at all.
Let's see if it gives you disadvantage or if you just can't see it all. Completely blocks the darkness. If you were to get closer, I'd give you disadvantage on it.
Okay.
Because of your dark vision stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
And if it were, there's some light involved in the magic, and other people casting spells, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Can drow see in their own magic?
Hmm?
Can drow see in their own magic clouds?
They
I
tend
have
to
special drow
cast fairy fire.
I don't have
Right,
that.
that's true. Yeah, so they can. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
You're right.
I'll get a little bit closer. I'll use like echolocation and get
Okay,
closer.
so you can roll it, but we'll have disadvantage on the roll thanks to
Okay.
the darkness.
How do I do that? And
So
type
whatever your
in-
attack roll is, you can just click DIS, which is down the bottom left, and that just makes any roll with disadvantage for you.
me.
And the button above advantage, same dealio. Oh damn! 2 very nice rolls. A dirty 20, in fact, is going to be a hit.
Yay! Okay, good. This is exciting.
Ah,
So, wait, I think I might have done this wrong.
Okay.
Oh yeah, okay. I make an attack, and then he's gonna take some poison damage, and then he's gonna make a
Okay.
con save.
Okay. The con save is at a plus. I'll roll that now, and is a 15.
Okay, yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
He does
I
take,
should remember he actually has advantage on it.
he does take 5 points of demolish.
All right. Very cool.
Easily 5.
Hey, it all counts. You landed the hit. Any other effects from that spell, or is that all?
No,
I
because
guess
he
the save.
Did you say
Yeah.
Yeah.
saved.
That makes sense. Okay. Anything else you want to do, Ramsey? You've spent probably like 15 feet of movement. You could finish that off if you wanted to retreat backwards again, or get closer.
No, I'll stay where I am because I feel like if I go backwards, I'm just gonna have to move forwards again to cast anything 'cause I can't see. But if I move closer, I'll be too scared. So
Okay.
happy medium.
No worries. That takes us to Captain Turntides. Outside, you see a bubble of darkness. You got mage armor up.
Can't see anyone. Who disappeared in the darkness of my friends?
Drexel, you saw running back in.
Okay.
After she dropped you off.
I just don't know. I'm gonna looks at spells. Yeah, I'm gonna maybe just wait still. I don't wanna Who's near me? Who's closest to me?
I mean, probably Drexel, but
Me.
she headed into the darkness again.
Darn.
Yeah, like
I'm
right
gonna,
at the edge.
I'm gonna wait until I can see anything. I'm too weak to go into a fight. If anybody's outside, I'm gonna try to approach them and cast True Strike. Right? Is that I can do that on somebody, or is it?
I think, right? Yeah.
On your next turn, you. Oh no,
Yep.
that's not me. I don't do that onto somebody. I do that on target. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna wait. I can't. I'm like waiting for the opportune time. There's a big cloud, and homie don't
Yep.
play dead. So I'm gonna just wait.
Wait for the
For it to
opportune
clear.
moment.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah. And they're a band of thieves, possibly. So I'm like, Turntide's
Yeah.
about to die. Let's just let them do it, right?
Yeah.
That's what he's all about.
Fair enough. You guys aren't all heroes here. That's fair. Flinrich, it is your turn, my friend. You're no longer stunned.
Well, right. Flinrich, he got first blood on the Mind Flayer with his thrown knife. That is the first and last blood he intends to get on the Mind Flayer, as he can't see. So what he's going to do is he knows that he was standing right beside Sal, because they were kind of banking and shouldering up to keep Bromley from being taken by the Mind Flayer. He's going to reach over and find Sal, and he's going to pull Sal down onto his shoulders and begin to move back down the alleyway to get him out of there.
Armor
Okay.
carry. Oh yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Excellent. So Flinrich, you are out of there and up to your old trick. Sal, you're still stunned. Son of a
Yeah,
big
let's
save.
see. Int save, come on. Probably
Perfect.
doesn't do it a 9.
Damn. I'm
That was
afraid
stunned.
not.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, Will, I did action pick him up, movement, and then bonus action movement to dash using cutting action. I'm cutting the hell out of that target area and taking Sal with me. So
Alrighty. Back to our drow friendos. We're going to do some more cutting up. And you see the faint outline of Nihilur the Mind Flayer outlined in little kind of purplish dancing lights, allowing them to strike true. So this should help them out a little bit. Let's just roll. Oh, baby, 2 nat 20s in there. And 14's just a miss, but never mind.
Wow.
Because these
Double
should
20s.
be pretty nice. Add 4 to this is a 19. It's time to get the calculator up because it's not just adding 10 anymore. And fuck schools. So, there we go. Alrighty, so you feel the hiss, the tang of the blades against the flesh and whatever armor that Nihilur is wearing underneath his long robes, and the eldritch groans from the Mind Flayer as the drow cuts deep into its flesh. Which takes us to Drexel's turn.
Yeah, I jump back in the darkness. Do I get this? Do I see the faint purple? Yes.
You do, yes.
Okay. I will kind of call out and be like, Saldiore, Flinridge, Ramsey, should probably go. Like, do I see anyone?
Did we pass?
We probably passed.
It's possible.
You were outside. Yeah, you guys were outside. You were outside of the blackness, so we would have come out of the magical darkness and been like. So I probably.
All right. All right. It's so hard to see because it's the darkness. So I was just gonna kind of be like, well, I don't see him. I tried. I'm gonna throw a dagger. I'm gonna throw 2 daggers at the Mind Flayer and then back out. So, okay, that's pretty good. All right. So dagger 1, dagger 2.
Nat 20. Look at these 20s.
Yeah, damn. Those are nice hits.
And no one saw it. It's fine.
Well, they saw the dagger land on the creature, just not where it came from.
Sal didn't see it.
No, he didn't. That's what matters.
It doesn't count.
So
It only matters if
that's
it's
gonna be the first dagger, and then this is the crit dagger. And then I'm back out of the darkness and go check up on Mr. Turntides again, because just gotta make sure he's okay.
All right, the creature looks very wounded as Drexel lands those 2 daggers close to its membraney face and brain. But in your minds, in fact, probably all of you, in fact, has to lift you up to 120 feet. I don't think anyone's that far away yet. You hear, "You will pay for this, drow." And for those of you still in the darkness and or looking at the creature, it points a finger towards the drow. You're all going to need to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh no.
And there are 3 of them left, so... Uh-oh. They're looking for 15s.
Oh no.
And they all fail.
All
Now-
added together didn't even pass.
Yep. You're right.
Yeah.
Blimey. Alrighty, so, alright, that is less than good for them. Less than good. Alright.
And for us, surprisingly.
4.
I wonder if we'll ever get a break. You guys think? Will we ever catch a break? Find out next time.
Find out next time on. So you hear, but you can't see this because it's in the darkness. You can see him pointing, and you hear sort of cries of anguish from within, from multiple voices, all kind of screaming out in pain, almost as one. And it's still illuminated, but you can see a kind of an evil grin on Nihilur's face, as you can tell that it's enjoying the suffering which it's bringing. It is the top of round 3, and it is Ramsey's turn. Nonetheless, the creature is bleeding from multiple wounds, and daggers are sprouting from it.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh.
I'm really running out of stuff to do.
Just mess him up. It'll be fine.
I don't have that much stuff to mess up with. I only have so many formulas. One at level 2.
Running is always an option.
This is true.
Running is
It's
always an option.
Yeah, I might need to do that. I can't do anything. I have anything else I can do other than like just straight up run up to him and hit him. I like this character, so I might need to do a tactical retreat.
He's currently sort of Voldemorting with a kind of expression on his face, while Free Drow kind of like cry out in anguish.
He's touching all their scars, and they're all like, ah!
Yeah.
Not my scar! I'm traumatized.
I mean, I could do.
I need my cream.
I don't know exactly how this works. I have stabilized the dying, which is a cantrip. Are they dying? Do they need to be stabilized?
So you can't seal them?
Yeah, that's the one thing.
Their cries sound like they are dying, if not close to dying or already dead. But you would have to, like, presumably have to seal them flat spell, or maybe to touch them.
I have to touch them. So
yeah,
okay, then I gotta run. I'm gonna run away.
Okay, so you're running out, following the sounds of Drexel and Flinrich.
Yeah. I mean, I do have like dancing lights. I can like bring up some light so I can see while I'm running away.
Okay. So your friends can see you.
So you guys can
Drexel.
see how colorful I am as I retreat.
Dance away with lights. Yeah. Okay. Captain Turntides, you're with Flinrich, so unless there's anything you want to do in particular, you're probably effectively out of the fight.
No, I
Captain Turntides left the battlefield.
run. Yeah. I could do, but yeah, he hops off the barrel and he's just like I think as soon as he said "you will all die, drow," he's not expecting it to go very well. And if they do all die, he doesn't want to be there when the cloud clears. So he's going to hightail it out of there with everyone else.
Okay, so
as fast as he can, which isn't very fast right now.
To Flinrich, similar situation here.
Yeah, Flinrich is going to do one of the following. He is either going to go as far and as fast as he can, using his action to dash, his movement to dash, and his cunning action bonus action to dash with Sal on his shoulders. And if that means he kicks open the back door of the restaurant and goes in that way to kind of evade, he's going to do that too. Whatever gets him out of the Mind Flayer's line of sight. He wants nothing to do with this thing now.
Copy that. You're out of there. Flinrich is out. Sal,
Come
still in there
on.
and still stunned.
I'm still stunned. Come on, buddy.
This is the
Come on,
pirate's
buddy.
code.
'Cause it's like a minute, right? So it's like 10. I got 10 of these before.
And you got 7
You
more
got
rounds.
7 more.
But one of you get.
After
Oh
that,
no!
perfect.
Sal!
So you die.
Sal hasn't had a nap in years. He's just like, he's not even trying anymore. He's just like,
Had a long night.
my buddy Flynn's got us covered. He's taking us down into the offices below the restaurant. I'm just gonna take a snooze. Peace.
Oh yeah, Will,
right.
can I retcon that? I'd like to we're going into the restaurant, right? We kicked open the door to the restaurant, and that's how we escaped. Okay, yeah, because I want to see if there's any gold in this place. We might be able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone if they're real disruptive
Sure.
with Mike's desk.
Ruby,
down to the
like an
office.
investigation.
When you
Let's
do
go.
Remember
have
where it
a
is?
hobgoblin on your
Leftover
shoulders.
spaghetti.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know where Sal told me he keeps the stuff, but I haven't seen it myself. So maybe I'm just getting Sal down to that area.
Right. Okay. So, excellent. At this point, I think everyone has left that battlefield itself, the Cone of Darkness, correct?
For me.
Except for Drexel.
Because I go after the drow.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so you're still in it. So you will still see Nihilor sort of while the three technical turn. While the three drow who are still left, one of them is just like on the floor, his brain being sucked out from his head. In
How
agony.
are the other two doing?
Oh, not so hot.
Okay.
But let's see. Still get the chance to attack because there are a couple of them still left alive. So that is a hit, and that is a miss. Okay, this is D6 plus 2. Oh, that was a good number to roll.
Nice.
You watch as a particularly tall drow who's sort of illuminated in the dim light which Nihilor is giving off. He has got like one sort of plate shoulder guard. He has a dagger in one hand and what looks to be some kind of rifle in the other hand. Stabs in towards Nihilor and like buries the dagger in his heart. The creature, but is still alive. And that was clearly the last effort of this drow. It turns to look towards you, and Drexel, it's your turn.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna throw another dagger, because I'm already here!
You're already here, right? That's half the battle.
Well, right?
Just being on location.
Yeah.
You throw daggers.
Sal can understand that.
Oh my
God! 20 again! Oh yeah!
I'm not being judged on my combat abilities now, and this is how I'm actually.
Sal's
I can
taking a
actually
nap.
perform.
Sure you were hitting this.
That's right, Sal has no idea.
All right. Mind Flayer single-handedly. Sure you did.
So let's.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Look at that.
So that's one.
boy.
How's that mind flayer looking?
Oh, right. Let's do math again.
Math again.
Yep. So, Drexel, how do you kill Nihilor?
Yes!
You overkilled it by 8.
Wow.
Awesome.
Actually,
so
that's
Jeez. Street
They don't.
cred.
They don't. So
That's how he gets street cred. That's
she's gonna
right.
come in, and she's actually
We're all
already
running.
like. She's gonna see the drow like looking over at her like, it's in his heart. Like, can you help me out a little bit? And she's gonna be like, fine. She's just gonna run over and just like kind of like wall run a little bit, and then just like stab it into his neck, like right into like the girthy neck tentacles, so they're all writhing out, and just hit the jugular, and just
Nice.
like ride him down,
Sick.
make sure he's dead. Maybe just like stab him a couple other times just to make sure. Like,
it makes like a
Out of reflex and instinct.
wheezing sound as it dies, and you see its skin color just flash various different colors: red through green, through yellow, through blue, through black, over and over and over as it falls down onto the
Like
ground,
a cuttlefish.
dead.
Oh,
Oh.
he cuddlefished? That's so cool.
The man, I failed like 3 recharges on that mind blast. That was super lucky. But what you will see is that the last drow who put the dagger into his heart is the only one that is even recognizably alive.
okay, does he look like he's about to keel over?
Yeah, he's gonna fall unconscious,
Okay,
possibly die
I'm
from the
gonna-
wounds.
I'm gonna be like, good job. That was great. And I'm just gonna like pat him on the shoulder, and as I do, I'm gonna like clasp it for a second. And, like, we did it, we killed it, and my eyes are gonna glow golden again. And I'm gonna give him 1 hit point, my other hit point, so that way he can tell his buddies.
Tell the story.
Yeah,
Draxel.
that's a good call.
So I'm like,
Draxel.
give him one more hit point and be like, right. Oh, that was exciting. Why if I take a trophy from this? Because they're never going to believe me.
His eyes sort of flash back and a little bit is revitalized towards him, and he speaks. Run.
Okay, I could do that. I'm just gonna like pull my dagger out, take a tentacle, and run back into the and just run and see if I can find my friends out of the darkness.
God.
So yeah, you run out of the blackness.
Anyone here?
Yeah, for the sake of expediency, the group find one another in the restaurant. So we'll pick things back up with you guys in the Arboretti restaurant, probably like at the scene of the crime. Yeah.
Hey, I killed it.
45
Hello,
seconds
everyone.
later.
Yeah, Flinrich grabs a pitcher of water and just splashes it onto Sal's face. And if he doesn't react, he grabs the next one from like the waiter station and just starts throwing him in his face.
Yeah, eventually Sal will sort of be knocked out of it after about 45 seconds. The water didn't help at all, but you know, that's enough for him to know.
That's nuts.
He never would.
Eventually,
You hear the sort of
Another
clanging
bad
of
one.
the city guard, by the way.
So we should probably leave. Good news is I killed it. Bad news is
What?
a lot of bodies. So we should go.
Listen,
Will,
that's
you
a-
said before that there's multiple like exits from downstairs under the Arboretti restaurant, like maybe into the sewers, maybe just like
What?
a couple
We can't go to the
blocks
sewers.
away, whatever makes the most sense.
Can't go to the sewers.
Sal,
There
Sal,
are
where's
exit
the money?
tunnels out of here.
Where's the money? Where's Mike keep the money down here?
We have to go to
Can
the
I make
sewers.
a
There's
quick
the-
rifle through some desk drawers while they're talking and not leaving?
Yeah, there's the he knows because he fetched the money for Ramsey in the downstairs office. So and I make a like investigation at
Yeah, roll me an investigation.
Can I assist?
maybe advantage because
Yep.
I kind of know where I'm going.
I'll assist you. I like look through places
Okay.
you tell me to.
Investigation, come on, Sal, buddy. That's a dirty 20.
Pretty damn excellent. You find basically this big gilded chest which is hidden behind various different layers and locks. You bust your way through, and as you flick it open, it's empty inside, except for a small black model which looks to be carved out of some kind of bone or maybe stone, and it is of a serpent.
Flynn grabs it. Just like,
Let's go. Going, leaving, guard, crime,
Where?
scene,
Where?
lots of
Where?
bodies.
Where? Here? Where?
Anywhere but
One of-
here, honestly.
One of the exits that's like leads out into one of the back alleys, like 4 or 5 blocks away. We're not to go into the sewers. I know there's other stuff that lives down there. We don't want to get near where the Xanathars are. It's just we want just secret, sort of through the walls, false walls, through like the rest of the block until we end up at an alley a couple streets away.
Awesome. Yes, you guys are probably used to having this sort of rat hole situation where you can just get out of Dodge really quickly. So probably about half an hour later, we pick back up in a back alley of Waterdeep, with you guys having escaped the main cacophony which is taking place. As you know, the city guard are all over that event outside the Arboretti restaurant.
I'm glad you're alive, Turntides.
I can't believe any of us are
Makes
still
one of those-
alive.
Yes.
We might
Am
need
I
to-
conscious when I'm stunned?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I go down to Flinrich and do forehead to forehead. Brother, you're the only reason I'm alive.
no. Apparently you're the student over there. She's carrying around a tentacle. That looks pretty promising.
Full of face tentacles.
Did you
So,
battled with that thing?
It's dead. This is.
You
Right in the
killed it.
jugular. Yes, I did.
What are you holding?
A fistful of face tentacles.
Oh, okay. I was like, is it the head? Because don't
No,
do that.
I didn't take
Okay,
the whole head. That would have taken a minute to saw off. The tentacles, I imagine, just fleshy, and I cut
Yeah.
through them and run. Yeah.
It's the trophy that you can put in your house in the DLC.
That's certainly a trophy too.
I'm just gonna hollow them out and use them as little tentacle fingers. It's fine.
Put them on Roach's saddlebag.
Yeah. Yes.
The last I heard was that Michael is dead. I look at Ramsey.
Yeah, Ramsey's head is just spinning, and she's like, I think we need to sit down and decompress and figure out what just happened and how we're going to spin everything into our favor. But Michael's dead, good thing. Mind Flayer's dead, good thing. We have the tentacles we can present to Bregandeth, which is what they wanted. Good thing.
Well, one of the drow also survived. He's not dead. I made sure he didn't die, so he'll be able to report, most likely.
Oh, amazing. So,
If he got
good,
out.
Good.
We just made
he was
518,000 gold pieces. We just made 518,000 gold pieces. Your debt's
What?
gone, Ramsey.
Fine,
Oh,
good
right.
things.
Your debt's gone. Michael's dead. The Mind Flayer's dead, which means
Yes.
Regan-Dareth will be happy with us. There's our 18. Hey!
They said for us never to return.
Yes.
Oh,
But
they'll
should
find
we
us.
go there?
No,
No.
let's not.
No,
So
yeah,
back to
not
the
a good
lab?
plan.
Yeah,
back
so
to
the
the
lab
lab
will
and they
maybe just
report to
like,
Weird
but
Bottle?
like, really, I feel like he's had a long
Through the
night.
stride.
He just saw us and like an hour ago. We should probably not
was
bother him
not
twice.
with us.
He was not happy. He'll find out about this in the morning.
Now we've
Can we
fixed
just keep this to
everything, though. And he'll be
Well-
excited.
Well,
He's going to be really pissed, which is a
He's
good
gonna be very
thing because now he'll fear us. Because as far as he knows, Nihalor came to meet us and Michael and gotten blah blah blah. And now he's dead.
I'm assuming that Blackfire's not going to be pleased.
Very much not pleased. I imagine the Xanathar Guild are going to be quite pissed
Right.
at us.
He's a
And
businessman.
we have
now.
24 hours with them, right?
Yes.
Well, okay, let's think.
Although, like, technically, they shouldn't be. They might not pin it on us. No one was expecting us at
There's
first.
a couple other people we could
Unless
pin it
they
on.
saw.
We could pin it on Michael. We could pin it on solely the drow. There was a cloud of darkness there. No one could
There
see.
was. No one could see.
Mm.
We
Oh.
came there to meet with our boss, and we ran.
Michael betrayed
Aye.
Xanathars.
All of us.
Let's have this conversation.
Elsewhere?
I'd like to have this conversation back where in our little place, underneath the gem, so Weird Bottle can hear everything.
Everything. Yes.
That sounds fantastic. Let's go. And don't drop any of the tentacles. They can be
Oh
slippery.
no! I would do pocketing right now. Just keep them here. They won't lose them.
All
I
right.
ought to tell you, I'm not feeling 100% myself.
Here, let me help you.
I cough
Yeah,
up some
will never
blood and
be able
seawater.
to do much, but you're not dying, so that's good. Here, I'll like help him walk. I can carry you if you like.
if-
I can walk myself.
certainly.
Right.
All right.
If-
Just need a shoulder.
Here.
1 out of 100. How's everybody feeling right now? I'm feeling like a 5.
Like a 13.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Huh?
I'm fine.
I'm feeling like an 85.
Just do some quick math here.
OP.
Not that we have 100 hit points. It's
we,
just
we should rest somewhere, but
Point-
maybe
point
back at
12.
our place.
As you guys are trying and thinking about heading your way back of the streets, from somewhere steps out a figure cloaked and in the darkness. There's sort of a top mask on
no.
what is most clearly a feminine face, but her eyes are hidden by the darkness. She's armed visibly with a rapier on her hip. And what looks to be a dagger, and all sorts of thieves' equipment on her as well. Ropes, bags and the like, though she's not holding any of these weapons. And from outside the mask, she says, "Oh, I wouldn't want to go back there if I were you. Not yet, at least."
Oh, the snake. The snake.
Yeah,
is the
the
Black
snake you
Viper.
have.
We have the little her calling card, yeah?
Could you sign this?
Sorry.
Could you sign our thingy?
Sign my
I'm a big fan, have been for years.
Yeah, Flenrich will not fanboy, but he will step forward and say, "So did you get my message?"
Certainly. Did you get mine?
We did. And he'll produce the serpent.
She nods. Good. Then maybe there is something to you. But as I mentioned, I wouldn't go back there just yet. The creature had its minions poke around. They won't leave until dawn.
Well,
Oh, perhaps to the casino?
I've got a better place. You'll like it there. It's safe.
Even
Forever.
better.
I want an
How
insight
is
check, just because Drexel's a little paranoid at this point.
Joy or man inside?
You took him a
we
mind
pissed
player.
off
You could
everyone.
take on
Why not piss
anything.
off one more?
She is, but several people are wounded. Dirty 20.
You are on
He-
fire, lady.
Yeah, these rolls today. Insane.
She had to send me up against the mind flayer.
Well, she can't read her face,
don't
her
know.
voice, and her body language would suggest to you that she doesn't mean you any ill.
Okay, then Drex will be like, "That would be lovely, thank you." And she's gonna like has an arm around, like, "Oh, my good buddy, Turntides," but she's helping him out, making it look like we're just walking along.
He's fine. Is it easy to get to?
She nods.
Lead the way.
Indeed. And
As I
she leads
start
you,
to-
hobble your way through the streets of Waterdeep. The Black Viper will lead you to one of the few places that is still open this late. It's quite a large establishment, though it's one that you're not familiar with, having been basically being on the nice side of town, where you guys deal, in the slightly rougher districts and nightclubs and the like. But this looks to be a tavern. And there's a big hearth inside and sort of glowing light coming from within. And the sign on the tavern reads, "The Yawning Portal." It's a famous tavern. You would definitely have heard of the Yawning Portal if you spent any time here. And it is the sort of the go-to destination for adventurers and travelers and the like. It's just that it doesn't really see any patronage nowadays because there aren't many adventurers around ever since the Death Curse. It used to be cool. It's sort of a legendary spot, but no one really visits these kind of places anymore.
What a great spot for us.
Indeed. She leads the way in and nods over to the barkeep, who's a human whose face is craggy and looks like it's probably seen its fair share of adventurer as well, with some rather fantastic facial hair. He grunts over towards the Black Viper, and as you sit in a private booth, brings over some ales for the group of you. And he says, "Darnan's the name. Pleased to meet you."
Yeah, well met, my friend.
Darnan?
Durnan. Durnan. You can roll me a history check on Durnan. He's a famous in Forgotten Realms lore character.
So we had talked about way back in session 0 about each of us sort of picking a contact, and I talked about mine being Durnan. So is that something that okay with you, or is that something that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's like this being a spot where people used to go. Really fits into like Sal, right? Like this is probably like you used to go here back in the day, but
back in the day,
sort of not a place you go anymore.
And Sal's changed a bit, so maybe if Durnan didn't recognize him immediately, but I'm sure I recognize him.
Yeah.
Durnan, it's been a long time.
Hey,
Sal Dior.
Sal. I remember. been a while.
Much quieter in here these days.
I like it that way.
It's been a long couple of decades here in Waterdeep.
You can say that again. Well, I'll leave you to your drinks. If you need anything, just holler. And he's gonna head off with a kind of mischievous look on his face as he looks over towards the Black Viper. She's not drinking anything.
Yeah, Drexel isn't either. She'll just get a water.
Saldiori probably tips his glass first, this being his old watering home, trusting Durnan, but too trusting to insight, even though he probably should. Insight. That's a weird smirk.
So the Black Viper looks across the table to a group of you and says, "We've been rather busy in the past few days here in Waterdeep. Busy enough for me to pay attention to you and most other people, it seems."
It's good to be noticed, I guess.
I find that not to be the case.
We don't have as much time.
I won't ask for any details, but I did take a look around myself, your establishment. I hope you don't mind. It's professional curiosity, I suppose, and looking after my own hide, but the stuff you're making in there, it's going to upset a few people. And, well, after tonight's display, really upset some people.
What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, the creatures were already poking their way in there, waiting for you, laying a trap. I suspect they'll wait a while until you return. After this, there's a bounty on your head, or so I hear.
Who put that bounty out? And is it on all of us?
The Xanathar Guild did. And yes, each of you individually are worth a sum of 50,000 gold pieces each. Not bad for a night's work, wouldn't you say?
Getting there.
Don't worry. I've got one on my head as well, so we're in the unique position of us not wanting to turn one another in, because if we did, then we would all be screwed.
Agreed. Maybe we could. I don't want to speak for the group here. I'm not the best talker that we have here, and I tend to say things that get me chastised, especially by weird bottles and people. But maybe this is. We are all in the same boat, as you say. We all have prices on our heads, and city doesn't like us very much, and that seems to me to be the same team. Seems like, anyway.
At least far enough away from being enemies as to not need to hurt one another. I think that's safe to say. Whether or not we're on the same team, I don't really do teams. But you have piqued my interest, I suppose. The more chaos that goes on in the city, the more the nobles are getting screwed, the happier I am. So naturally, I like to meet those that are working in the same circles. It's a lonely life out there, you see.
I can imagine, and that's why I extend this hand of friendship. Is there anything that you think we could do to maybe take care of a problem you have, or help you out with something? Maybe we could be friends then. Maybe not just far away from enemies.
Listen, I'll
take that next
cut
step.
the shit for us all. I'm not interested in making a deal with you. I don't think that's good for you. I certainly don't think it would be very good for me. I get my own work done, and you get your own work done. Maybe we can trade favors here or there, but I did want to give you a heads up about something. I understand that you have recently gone into business with Mert. Is that right? There's a casino happening. I intend to rob the casino.
Please not in the first week, at least. Just give us,
Well, you see, here's the thing. Mert's an asshole, and he's richer with more money than he knows what's good for him. And I like to send a message to the nobles every now and again. Now, how involved in this casino are you? Because it's just ripe for the taking if it's as big as Mert's been boasting.
Well, it doesn't really even exist yet.
Unless you know of a way to fill it full of money, quite frankly, the only thing to rob there now is debt.
Interesting. The tales that Mert has been spinning then are far from the truth. Perhaps I should have foreseen such things. He is wont to boast, after all. Well, that leaves us in a unique position again, then. If he thinks that this is going to be a great success, then taking something that he loves, why, that would be equally as amusing to me. Perhaps we could have an arrangement. I am disgustingly rich, and I have nothing to do with the money. I don't intend to spend it on anything at all. In fact, I intend to give it back to the common folk as soon as I figure out the best way to do that. And, well, looking at you, you're all fairly common, and you could do something for me.
Fairly.
Just a thought. Not that you haven't already taken this from people who deserved it, but knowing that you don't want to just give it directly, why not double down? Basically, steal your own money and make it look like you've stolen it all from Mert.
Why, that is an incredible idea. I like that. Yes. You don't have any money, right? Not really.
I pull my pockets inside out.
Yeah.
We have a
We have
distinct
money,
lack
it's just
of
not
money.
in
In fact,
our
you'd say we are a money pit right now.
Right, and presumably whatever agreement you've had with Mert is one which you must make him a lot of money, and if you don't make him money, then things go badly for you. Well, the interesting thing is that Mert is friends with all of the banks and the other money lenders in town, and some less scrupulous types as well, who will ensure that your knees are broken, your fingers, etc. If you don't pay up. It is one of the most despicable things about this man. But let us say that I were to fill your casino with gold. He would boast about it, no doubt. And all the nobles and the like would be there and would invest their money as well in the casino. So when I rob it, not only will I be getting back my own winnings, but also those of every Waterdavian noble who's foolish enough to engage in gambling with Mert.
To sink into the pot. Add a little honey to the sweetened pot there. And then take it all for yourself.
Sure enough. I like the sound
quite
of
like
this, so it could be dangerous. One thing you should know about me, I don't kill, and I don't intend to.
Just a thought, having, back in the day, had quite a few nobles who were quite fond of the Alberetti family, fond of the restaurants. I found that nothing attracts nobles and their money like the idea of more money. Perhaps an opening night jackpot.
Very good. I like this idea a lot. After all, they are greedy bastards who have done nothing to deserve the wealth which they have. Yes, the chance to win some more is impossible for them to deny. And perhaps in the doing so, this will help you in some way. Though I should warn you, when I do steal all that they have, Mert is still going to be very, very upset with you.
It seems to me he's going to be upset with us no matter what we do.
Aye.
You know, you've done a good job of making some contacts and some contracts with people who I would never enter into business with. It wouldn't do badly for you to make some friends. This is a good place to start. Dernan knows everyone who's anyone, and people like me, we're safe here. The Zentarim, Weird Bottle, he has his own weaknesses, which can be exploited. And the Xanathar Guild as well. Well, those drow that I saw fighting back there, they'll be in touch with you. One of them has a brother inside the guild, undercover. I probably shouldn't even be telling you this, but I like you. And I like this idea that we have about the jackpot.
Something
and
showy.
I think that you might be doing this for the right reasons.
We are small players just now, learning the intricacies of the higher levels of the corruption, I guess you would call it, here in Waterdeep. How would the nobles take the news that the Mind Flayer is dead? Would that be something that would attract them, or would keep them away? Perhaps this jackpot, somehow tied to the death of Nihilua. Let's get everybody's attention, shall we? Or...
Oh, if you really want to ruffle some feathers, I suppose that's a way that you could go. I would expect that the Xanathar Guild are going to want to keep the death of the creature hush, because it's, well, quite frankly embarrassing for them, which I personally enjoy. You know that many of the nobles are their key investors.
Interesting.
But I think it would attract certain eyes. That's up to you, of course, whether or not you want them. Really, I don't have a stake in that at all. I mean, I would like to see you succeed, and if you survive all of this, I think it would be a great tale. But my own life and reputation, that's not something I can put on a line for you. At least not yet.
Sal would look to the other party members and go, perhaps we should actually listen to Weird Bottle and play it a little safer. Maybe try biting off one thing at a time instead of all at once. Just the jackpot. Instead of, a golden Mind Flayer head up for grabs or something gaudy and garish.
Well, I tell you what, we do have to lay low for a bit. Whether it's here or if it's our nose down and in the books and working on, well, our endeavors. But I don't think we should stay doing deals and walking the streets much more for a good while.
I would agree. I would have to agree with you, Captain Turntides. Not only does the Xanathar Guild want you, but it's also become aware to me that the head jailer, Carolyn, has ordered your arrest. Specifically you, not the others. You have something that they want, I would assume. I need not know what that is, indeed. It does not interest me. But as a friend to another friend, you should know that.
I do have one favor to ask of you. I'm afraid I've put some young innocents in danger, and we won't be able to assist them. There are 5 young adventurers that we met at Mertz who would be heading towards our lab tomorrow morning. Whether you have ways or people who could intercept them to keep them away, I would hate for them to suddenly become pawns or ransomed by the Xanathar Guild at an inopportune time. I do feel responsible for them, even though we've just met.
If they're falling into one of Mert's schemes, then I consider them my charges. They won't come to any harm.
I do appreciate that. I would hate for that to become a burden that we would need to carry and rectify and potentially be used against us in ways in which we can't fathom.
Yes. If you're afraid of the Weird Bottle, my advice would be to find his weakness. He has one. Though it's not my place to tell you. So he looks over towards Dernan. Others here know. But I'm not a information broker. Aside from what I've already told you, I suppose.
It is much appreciated.
In return,
Perhaps.
I suppose, for these favors that I am doing you, if you hear any word of particularly opulent nobles who need being taken down a rung, then just let me know. That's all I ask.
Notes on the rooftop as before, or do you have another way?
Oh, speak to Dernan. He can get messages to me quickly.
What do you know of Blackfire?
Lucas Blackfire, particularly nasty
he's the
piece
one.
of work. Not a man to be crossed. That would be my advice, Mr. Turntides.
We may be talking to you sooner than later. Then, as I try to squeeze out a joke, chuckle a bit.
Well, perhaps so. I need to be sure as to not offend too many groups, if you understand. But I'll look into Blackfire, see what comes up. Oh, and as for the jackpot and the funding, 500,000 gold pieces. That'll be the jackpot. And in gems, gold, and other trinkets, magic items, that kind of thing. How much funding are you going to need to get this operation off the ground, Captain?
Off the ground? Well, let's say we've got the interns, we've got the place, we've got been paid, got to fill on all our decks
I'll
and
send
tables.
over anything that you'll need. Just let Dernan know how much it is. And as part of this, I will take all of the winnings and I will settle them myself. Do with them what I will. Agreed?
And now,
Flynn pushes back from the table and leaves.
Something I said.
unsure.
Ramsey will get up and follow him and is like, you continue to negotiate and make out the deal. This is important. I'll go check on it. Maybe give him something to calm him down, and like gestures to bottles around her waist.
So let's cut back to Flynn, Rich, and Ramsey then.
Yep.
Yeah, so she walks up, and if he's like, where'd he go? What's he doing?
He's just walking over to the large fire and just sitting there and staring into the flames.
So, Ramsey will come and like sit down next to him and won't touch him and won't put her arm around him or anything. Just like sit next to him and stare into it, and just say, "How are you feeling?"
What are we doing here, Doc? Huh? You making plans to settle down and become part of Waterdeep?
Well, I guess we're really tying up loose ends. We've got a lot of promises to fulfill and deals to hold up. But after that, I'm sure you could go wherever you want if you don't want to be a cog in this.
We're just putting collars on. I wore one for 10 years. Doc, you got something. The rest of these people, they can't do it. Weird Bottle claims he can. He can't, or he would. We're beholden to none of them. You do what you can do, Doc. We can burn this whole city to the ground. That's what it belongs, in the ash. Nothing good comes of this place. Nothing good comes of the traditions. I believe in you, though, Doc.
I'm really starting to agree with you on that. I don't think I've seen anything good from the moment I stepped down here, except for, well, you and Sal and Rom and Drexel. Other than that, I don't really mind what happens to it.
I knew I liked you, Doc. He stares back into the flames of the campfire, or the hearth.
Mm.
You're going to bring this to the city, Ramsey. You're going to bring the flames. And I'm going to watch.
She smirks over at him and casts dancing lights into the flames. And, to flavor it, what I'll do is she takes some sort of like powder out of a little pouch that she has and just like blows it into it, and you see a bunch of different colors and shapes and stuff forming in there. And she kind of like smirks at him again and says, sometimes I think what I've learned is you just have to sit back, lay your traps, and watch the fireworks. And that's what we're doing.
Obviously, Ramsey would hear this, but so would everybody back at the table. The bellowing Robert De Niro-esque laugh of Flinrich Downcoin as he rocks back and his bald head goes and his eyes face the ceiling of the yawning portal as he barks laughter for the first time in 10 years. And when he turns back to Ramsey's, there are tears running down his cheeks, and he pats his friend on the shoulder. This is gonna be fun.
All right. So back at the table, the Black Viper says, "It's not a deal. If we're going to do this, and this is how we should do it. I think it's right."
Aye.
Out of character question, Will. My notes a little illegible. Did Breakendeath say we needed 18,000 more gold and Nihilor dead, or just one or the other?
Give them the Mind Flayer and 20,000 gold pieces.
Okay, and we already gave him 2,000, so we need 18 more. Okay.
So 18.
Drexel will say, we are in... I like where this deal is headed. However, we are in a bit of debt, so perhaps... I'm still all for robbing this person. Like, I think it'd be hilarious to have the place robbed on the grand opening night. Perhaps some of the gold could be used to cover a bit of our debt. The winnings that the nobles get. None of yours, I'm assuming. The house always wins more and all that.
So you owe this money. And how much?
18,000 gold. Breakendeath. It would help us protect us against other entities in Waterdeep that bode us ill.
Mind flayers and such.
Yes. It's the only reason we're alive tonight.
I'll see what I can do, but if I know those drow, if their reputation is true, you having saved their lives will probably mean a whole lot more to them.
Alright. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
I make no promises.
Understand. Sounds quite amenable.
Alright then. Well, I believe you have around a week, Captain Turntides.
Aye.
This will be the greatest heist in Waterdeep history.
Very good. Did we agree on a number that Black Viper will front us?
Pretty much whatever the costs are, you got to invoice. You can send her receipts, and she'll cover them. Right? It's like
send it to
She has taxes she has to file.
Right, she's gonna file it.
She's gonna have that invoice.
And then she's gonna take them back.
You don't pay them. You file.
You file,
all right,
and
I keep
you
forgetting.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Is she still with us, or is she taking her leave?
Yeah, she's still with me for now.
Oh, okay.
Is she still masked?
Yes.
Okay, so she keeps that on like always. All right.
It's like a top mask, not really like the bottom half of her face.
Yeah.
Like a
You can see
masquerade.
that she's human.
Or humanoid.
Is there any other discerning features we can get from her, like a certain scent or like type of clothing, like specific
She wears
cut?
expensive perfume. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll try to just mentally note that what that specific perfume is, just in Drexel's mind.
I think I just look at her and say, sounds as though we've got a jackpot to advertise and make interesting for everyone.
Best of luck to you, and watch your own back as you do so. There's still that bounty on your heads.
Low, Sal. You should work.
Indeed. Most of the folks here, I'm sure that Dernan will ensure that no one spills any blood in these halls, but there are less scrupulous types than myself who are desperate for money. So I'm sure you can handle yourselves. If you need
Seems
me,
like-
then Dernan is the man to speak to.
Seems as though we have a new home for a short time.
Indeed. She
Just
looks
like for a
over at Drexel and says, "How do you feel about your family?"
Oh, my family? Well, just kind of like glances around the table real quick. They're all right. They're okay. I mean, they raised me. Made sure I didn't starve. That's about it.
Are they good people?
Well, not particularly. They're not bad. I mean, they're not awful. They're not great. They're pretty middling. Pretty neutral. Maybe. Yeah, fairly middling.
Okay. Well, I'm looking into them at the moment. I thought I should let you know.
Let me know what you find out, please. They don't tell me anything.
I just wanted to check that if they were suddenly not incredibly rich anymore, how you'd feel about that. But
Well, I've never really had access to their money, so. Doesn't matter to me at all.
interesting. I found that to be the way with the rich folk. Well, it's been nice meeting you. A unique experience for us all, I'm sure.
For sure.
Aye.
Quite a unique night.
She steps up and bows briefly, looks over towards Flimrich and Ramsey and does a little nod, and stalks out of the bar. Dernan gives her a nod as she leaves. And he comes over. So you're going to be paying for her drinks, right? Because she just walked out again. She keeps doing that.
She don't know what's
Drexel's just
up.
kind of like
I
low
don't
in the
think she's ever
booth.
paid for a drink here.
That's amusing.
I just had water.
Fine.
I can
Could I
get
start
this
at top?
round.
I think I'm staying here.
I can cover this round, I think. How much is it?
I'll help.
I have no gold.
I mean, I have no idea what the yawning portal costs for drinks.
Now the yawning
or
portal
for
hates us.
Lodging or
Your reputation in the yawning
It's the
portal.
one deal we couldn't make. It was opening a tab.
I don't want to let you guys open a tab. He's pretty easy. He has the... You get the sense that he's probably just asking for money for the sake of needing to ask people for money rather than like a real need for
right.
for wealth. I mean, the trappings of the yawning portal are of someone who is incredibly rich, or at least was incredibly rich at one point.
Oh, and
If he's an adventurer by trade.
hey, how you treat your servers is number one judge of character. So that
That's right.
that we actually do pay for our drinks, be a test. Sal's gonna pay, so I think
You don't think
he's
it's
gonna pay as
not-
much as he's got, huh?
wait.
Yeah,
no finger snappers.
snappers here.
Oh,
Hey,
So Sal
On the
was
rug.
like, I
Just
have
take the
this round, and if we wanted lodging for the rest of the week, what would that cost us here? It's quite an
You're friends of the
establishment you
Viper.
have.
It's on the house.
thank you.
Yeah, she said you might need a hand of a few things. By the way, for a record, are Flynn, Rich, and Ramsey still by the fire, or are they rejoining the party at this point?
Yeah, did they hear that comment about my family?
Probably not. Probably not about the family.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like I would Ramsey would probably
Just Sal.
eventually be like, do you want to go back to the group? Like probably after she leaves, we'll mosey back on over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, after the Viper was gone, yeah, he'd go over.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys are all here at this point. Hey, don't know. Say the Viper said, "Do you might need a hand of a few things? Maybe I could help."
Yes, potentially.
I
Yes. Might as well jump right in with both feet. What do you know about weird
the
bottle?
cards, Sal. The cards. Remember which ones to show.
Dan sort of raises both eyebrows. Okay. Tell me what you need to know, and I'll let you know. That's pretty much how it works.
I figure our lives are already in your hands.
Don't say it that way, no.
Well,
This is a safe place.
it's appreciated.
I don't know what's getting turned in here.
So, I guess I've already spilled the beans. I'm not the most subtle of people, never have been, probably never will be. We're in deep with Weird Bottle, and he's certainly not going to be happy with us after the events of this evening.
I heard as such. Word travels pretty fast.
We're going to need something to balance the scales, if not tip it in our favor. And any information for us to, even if we have to take care of it somewhat ourselves, we don't expect you to hand us everything on a silver platter, but we've got to try to get ourselves on even footing with him and the Zentrum.
All right. Does the Black Network mean anything to you? It probably doesn't, unless you've got a pretty good history check.
I mean, I can, just in case with, I mean, he's got a long history, but I'm not sure if enforcers would be privy to it.
I'll see if I'll just roll. It's not going to be a great roll, but I'll see if Drexel knows, just because from her family, they've been
Look at that, both of
doing
us rolling
this
8.
for a while.
Dice are telling the story. And
Yeah, no, we don't know.
I feel like
Oh, makes
Perfect.
sense.
literally, the dice tell the story. 5 rolls, nothing above a 10.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, he got nods. Makes sense. It hasn't been active in a very long time. But something
10
you
years
should
long
look
time?
into.
or like 8 years long time.
A lot longer. We're talking centuries. But
Oh,
when they were in operation, they were pretty feared. But someone here in the city is starting back up the Black Network. And Schemo is working for them. So, whilst he owes loyalty to Lazentarim, there's someone he's far more scared of than that hunter, Zirash.
well,
Couldn't
thank
tell
you.
who. I don't know. But someone here in the city is starting that back up again. And let me tell you, that's bad news for us all.
Why? What did they do?
Unscrupulous folk. Similar to the idea of Lazentarim, just with no code or no rules.
Interesting.
No anything. Just tyranny and fear.
Well,
The jailer, Carolyn. What's her?
Name I haven't heard in a while.
Who's she like to do business with? I know
They're
it's
all
Larry
Silverhand.
Silver. Who's she really do business with? Ain't nobody
That's
acts
all
like
I-
that works with.
That's all I hear. All I hear is Leiral Silverhand, the open lord of Waterdeep. But if you ask me who I thought she really worked for, I'd say it may very well be connected to the same person that Schemo works for. The Black Network, you see. They used to have ties, more than just in the crime families of Waterdeep. The masked lords of Waterdeep. That's who they really dealt with. The ancient families, the nobles, the true elite, those that have very rarely ever sinned.
As I take a swig, I pull a rusted or like green around the edge, turquoise, like hued rusted gold coin. Just age, your years of age, as I just slide that across the table towards Durnan as I finish my drink.
Yeah, he like palms it. What business do you have with Carolyn? Can't be good.
It's not. She owes me something.
Well, my best of luck to you then in seeking your payment.
Appreciated.
I'd like another round, please, Durnan.
Go ahead, Tosco.
I look to the table, if we don't have any more direct information or business with you, my friend, my old friend. I know back in the day, you were where everyone came to for news. I'm thinking you could maybe assist us in getting word out about our jackpot. Get everyone interested.
The nobles and the
Because-
like.
I'm thinking while we advertise that it's just 50,000 gold, the real story, the whispered story, is it's just the tip of the iceberg because Bromley has remembered the lost shipment of the Crimson Serpent.
Very well. On that note, you know that the jailer, she wants turntights.
What for?
Whatever it is you have in that brain of yours, Captain.
Apparently everybody, if she's working for the Black Network, truly everybody is gonna want a piece of that jackpot.
You've a very valuable noggin, Captain Bromley.
Same
What
so.
happened to that shipment, Captain? And you were missing.
I haven't really thought of it. Well, I've been trying to rack my brain about it, but it's just... I've kind of given up trying at this point. Just trying to live the best I can from here.
Sometimes taking your mind off these things is the best way to remember You ever had a thing where if you're looking around your house for a specific item, you never find it. But the moment that you're not looking for it, that's when you find it. I would advise you to do the same, Captain. You might remember a thing or two. And, Drexel, that tentacle you've got there could come in handy. You know, that thing attaches to mines. Something to think about.
Duly noted.
I wouldn't know anything about that, though.
Oh, of course not.
I'll get you another round.
Just water for me, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He heads off.
What's his family here, Drexel?
Oh,
Put that
family?
down.
What? Sorry. Jiggles.
Yes.
So.
I don't think I stuttered, Drexel.
My family? Oh, they exist. They don't like me very much, so I'm not there.
Go on.
Not really partial to them either. It's complicated.
Give an uneasy look towards Sal and Flinrich, and a slight flick towards Ramsey as I swirl the rest of my drink and down it and wait for the next glass.
I think it's
I
safe
just
to say that
down like
Drexel was
half
being...
my glass of water.
I think it's safe to say that Drexel was being evasive or a little cagey about that topic.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
No inside check required.
Like, yeah, she's kind of just like maybe like, you know, kind of just like if she had a hoodie on, like it's like a slight hood on her, she's just kind of like, yeah, no, that's.
Sal is going to sort of interrupt a little bit and kind of do a big old change the subject and look to Ramsey and go, I don't know much about your business, Doctor, but perhaps this is, I'll point to the tentacle, something you could use in conjunction with one of your remedies to help our friend Bromley. Having him actually remember at least any detail to sweeten the pot, the jackpot, would be interesting.
I'll have
Could I
to run
insight
some
check?
tests.
Sal on that subject
what do you
change. I want to insight check Sal on changing the subject so quickly about something so
Okay,
important.
It's about something so important.
Sure.
Especially with the defense of the family. 21.
Oh, snap!
Oh shit. Okay, let's see. Let's see.
No!
Yeah, that's 13.
Oh.
I think- Okay, so Tosco, what is a read that Captain Turntides gets from Sal with that?
Probably very much that I know the story of Drexel's family, and I was assisting her to change the subject. Pretty much exactly what you would expect. Pretty much what I said that I was doing.
Right.
Yeah, with
Just
that
a
big
quick
of a difference of 13 and 21.
it's that moving on from the awkward moment. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sal's
Tentacles.
not a. I mean,
It's not subtle.
Yeah, Brahm's not so happy with how a lot of these people are interacting towards each other and towards others about such plans. And I think at this point, this is where Brahm stays quiet, but keeps his eyes fixed on Sal during this entire awkward moment and this new conversation change.
Yeah.
As
Drexel's
maybe
just
there
really
are times
like-
where Sal will flick over with his eyes to see Brahm still staring at him with this cold quizzical
waterlogged
stare.
eyes.
yes.
Yeah, Drexel just lays real low. Like if there's like more of a shadowy area in the booth, she kind of just scoots there with her glass of water and just stays real quiet. Like
I tap my mug.
Side here.
I tap my mug
room
towards the
full-
direction of Flinrich.
At the height
And then
of
the
the
eyes open.
awkward table moments where everybody pushes away and is staring at one another. Flynn just giggles at the thought of what transpired over at the. Just
Ramsey does too, just because she feels awkward. And she's like, oh.
What's so funny?
You had to be there.
Yeah, everything. Everything, Brom. Remember what I told you when we first saw you on the dock? Don't tell no one nothing. Not even me.
I remember. Ah, the drinks. Thank you.
Yeah, Dylan comes back with the drinks. Notices an awkward silence. I'll leave you all to it then.
Cheers, friends.
Icy looks from across the table.
Drexel's just like avoiding eye contact, but she kind of looks at Sal like, I don't know what to do. And she just drinks her water.
This is great.
Yeah, I feel like Ramsey is like, did we
That's great, buddy.
did we miss something there? Like she's looking at Turntide's like shifty eyes as he like looks back and forth between Sal and Drexel, but like we didn't roll insight, so we don't know. We're like we didn't pick up on it. So we're like, anybody want to say something to alleviate this awkward situation that somehow we found ourselves in that I don't know what it's resulting
I let the
of?
drinks do the talking.
Yes, this water is
keep
really
drinking.
good. It's the best water I've had all night. Yeah, just
Well,
So what we got on the docket for the week then? We've got ourselves the, we got these. Who do you have coming tomorrow? Sal.
as I said, I asked the Black Viper to intercept them to make sure they didn't go to the lab. So we have no one coming
Trapped.
tomorrow.
Why'd you do that?
Because I don't want 5 children to walk into a trap set for us or into the arms of the Zentrum for them to be taken hostage.
Yes. Sorry, it's been years since I've drunk. All right, so then what do we do? How do we get a casino up and running in a week without, maybe a day or two? Or remotely, how?
Well,
Drexel will pull out like a deck of cards and just start like fancy shuffling them.
I am horribly underqualified for this job I've given myself.
but of course, that's what you do with interns.
Yeah, I can teach people how to deal. And she's just like fancy shuffling cards.
Quite frankly,
Look at that.
for the event that we need, we don't need much in the way of dealers and such. If it's a jackpot, all we have to do is rig the drawing. Just make the... I don't know what the equivalent... I guess it would still have a lottery that was balls. That would be... But I don't really want to say make the
ball-based
balls,
lottery? Yeah,
make the
like
balls
magic
fall
balls?
the right way. I just really can't say.
Actual magic balls. Right on, yeah.
Actual
One of them
magic
has a
balls.
magnet in it.
dancing lights and just grabbing one of them.
Oh my god. Okay, are we gonna do this?
This
Are we gonna
arcane
run a
note is
casino?
32.
If we're gonna run a casino and you want to do the most damage and you want to have the Viper do whatever she's gonna do, the night
Like
of
a
the big
heist.
shindig. Yeah, the night of the big shindig, whenever the jackpot's going off and all that stuff. Rig it so Mert wins everything. The first time, Mert won.
He'll be
Second
so
time,
happy
the
he's
third
winning
time.
so much. And then it won't
And
fall on
all
us
this-
the blame.
No. All of his friends will think he's a piece of shit. And then he
That
gets
too.
it stolen. And then we spread the news that maybe he had something to do with it. Who knows? I'm not running a casino. I'm helping the doc.
I like the
I'll
plan,
help with the
though,
casino.
because then no funds are misplaced or taken home. It's easier for the Black Viper to get it, and Merc has no room to be mad at anybody because he's too busy trying to fend off people destroying his own reputation.
We have a casino, which was meant to kind of be our front here, and now it's kind of taken a nefarious event or a nefarious, what do you call, change in the wind. Now, we have to still try to figure out how to push the product. If we're going to do that, we have to do it behind the guise of the casino. Yes, we have an event which is going to be taken care of by our friends. Now, the only thing is we need to still have, on paper, and towards the eyes of the law, a running business by next week. Otherwise, all of our paperwork with Weird Bottle will just come right back to us with a flooding heap of illegal, illicit reagents and ingredients for you guessed
We
it,
get insurance.
drug.
We get
How
insurance
so?
for the
From
casino.
what?
It gets robbed. It's not our
Who?
fault. We
Merc.
invest.
From Merck?
No, not Mert. Maybe
Who
not
else are we
Mert.
gonna get?
Third party. There's other people in town.
An honest
Absolutely.
insurance agency.
Yes.
You want to make more deals without having any sort of
Wild
business?
Cards Insurance Company.
Right, because they've never seen that run before. Hey,
Yes,
insure our casino.
I was gonna
It
say,
got robbed
I think
2
even,
days
I think
later.
even Sal's
What?
run that.
Yes,
Even
but-
Sal's smart enough to run the insurance fraud.
It's Mert's casino. He's the one backing it. He's the one funding it.
Actually, he's
Merch
probably
is a
already
reputable
insured
individual.
it.
Oh,
Probably already insured it against failure.
that's a good point.
We need a working casino, is what I'm trying to say. We'll never get anything done or hide from the eyes of the law if we don't have a working business. Do you guys remember, well, if we all go down to, the
Even
Arboretti's
Weird
pasta
Bottle's
house,
got a legitimate business.
that was a business. We need a business. Otherwise, we're just sitting around with our thumbs up our ass and bottles in our mouth.
It's better than the other way around.
Drexel actually almost spurts water out of nose if she's to catch it. Sorry. Remember that one time in prison?
Everybody else
So,
I guess, kind of chuckle from the awkward moment.
Yeah, while you guys are drinking and talking, Dernal will come over with another round and point over towards the door. Viper said you'd be having some guests. By
Oh,
this
dear.
time, it's like dawn
So yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
because you guys have been up drinking all night and adventuring all night, and the
Oh,
kids are
Lord.
here. There are 5
the
fresh-faced
Sick.
interns who are all here waiting for you, backpacks on, packed lunches in their bags, ready for some adventure. And on that bombshell, that's what we're going to end tonight's episode of Land by Fire.
With like the little matching like baseball caps and like sweater vests. And then,
Their
like,
little lunchbox matches their
yeah,
backpacks.
they're like Avengers
Oh.
lunchbox. Or well, it wouldn't be Avengers. They're like epic Xanathar comic books. Lunchbox.
whatever group it was that stopped the death curse. They got like those faces on lunchboxes.
Oh, so good.
I just want to just throw it out here. Next week, we play the interns.
Oh my god, that would be so funny though. That would be so funny if we got to do that.
At the very least,
Like-
we'll do a scene. At the very least, we'll do a scene.
Like-
Oh man, that's
Yeah,
how we do the
training.
montage, training them.
Take an intern. There are 5 of them.
Will has to be everybody else, and who is
Oh
training
my
us,
God.
the party, and we are just
That is
the
like, that's a whole
Find 'em.
adventure. The Viper didn't get to him in time. We go to the place, we escape the Viper. These kids like meet Batman basically, and they're like,
This is origin stories.
Legit.
We've had the
That
This
most
is definitely the
amazing
origin
morning.
story of a new
Yeah.
set of superheroes in Waterdeep, I think. But that's all we've got time for tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight's show. If you did, let us know. You can follow us over on twitch.tv/Encounter Roleplay. My @ is @EncounterRP on Twitter if you want to go follow us there to keep up with all of the other shows we do over there on the channel. But let's go right to cast and crew. What did we learn from tonight? Was there a takeaway point for you guys? And of course, where can we find you guys? Let's start with Sid. How was that?
I thought it was great. I felt like, last time we had like a really good talk about like being thrown off and not knowing where to go and like a little bit, bogged down. Well, I was, and like I feel like you were like super receptive to how I was feeling and made this session like meet those needs, and it was super enjoyable, and like I felt really good and like heard, which is so important in a game while we're talking about the learning aspects of it. But like I felt like you know, the points that I was like talking about were like listened to, and then like everything was totally awesome and fun and just great. So yeah, thank you all so much for just being the best people ever in the whole world. And yeah, I'm Sydney, and you can follow me on Twitter at Sid_Shields, and I talk about all the other things we're doing over there.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't even had a bit of an off week last week for all of us, and I think we're back on our game this week, and it was awesome. So yeah, these things happen. Myth, how was that, my friend?
Loved it. Loved it. I can't wait every week to play. I'm still blown away by a level 2 monk taking out a mind flayer. Yes, she had help, but I think that's still fucking badass. The takeaway this week is run. I guess. Running is an option. I guess that is actually the takeaway. Because, yes, we did beat the combat. But that was crazy luck. But it is okay to run. If you run, there's going to be story later, and that is promised to you. If you stay and die, your character is dead and the end of their story. So if you want to risk it and be a hero, you may not, but it could be really cool if you lose once or twice and then have more crazy story later. Even though we didn't run, because it was amazing how it was done, but we were all ready to go. But I think that's my takeaway. Yeah, is running is always an option. Yes, you are playing D&D. Yes, you are heroes, but sometimes things are challenging, and you may have stumbled onto something you may not supposed to, and running is always an option. So that's me. You can find me at twitter.com/mythematic. You can also find me on Twitch as well. But that's me, and let me know how you guys like the show. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, chat.
Awesome. And Lindy, how was that?
I can't believe I killed the mind flayer level 2. Those 2 nat 20s on my attacks. I'm pretty sure Drexel just has like performance, like fight anxiety, like when Sal's watching, because she knows he's kind of supposed to be teaching her. She gets all nervous and she can't do it. But as soon as he was gone, she's like, "All right, I can help. Let me help with this." She kind of feels a bit protective over people. It's the Asimar in her. She doesn't want like anyone she's cool with to get really hurt more than necessary, or she can help them, she can. That's why she went back in, was to try to get people out. And then she saw everyone left and it was just her. She's like, well, this doesn't kill him, I'm running, and just went for it. And it did, which was freaking amazing. And wow, yeah, running is definitely an option. I thought really hard about doing it, and then I was like, she wants to help out because she's young and she doesn't know better yet. So I really liked today's session. I thought the Black Viper was super cool. I was really glad we got to meet her. And I don't know what we're going to do about the Xanathars still, but I'm also actually really excited about getting this casino up and running. Drexel cannot wait to get together with Turntides on that. So she's a little less excited now that, you know, her family's been mentioned in conversation, but she's still super excited about helping figure out how to. She loves a good game of cards. Shouldn't drink, but ooh, a little gambling. She ain't ain't afraid of that. But tune in next week to see how that all goes. You can find me in the meanwhile online on Twitch, Twitter at LaughLoveLindy. So
awesome. Thanks so much, Lindy. And Greg, how's that?
Oh man, that was fantastic. I have 2 comments that I'm going to make very briefly. I have played with Lindy forever. And Lindy and I are similar players in that we are Captain Kirk, our peers. The Kobayashi Maru is presented to us, the no-win situation. We're going to figure out a way to win it. There's 2 different ways to do the Kobayashi Maru. You can rig it so you can save the people, or you can rig it so you can blow up the Klingons. I tend to rig it so I can just save the people and get away. She tends to rig it so she can blow up the Klingons. And that's exactly what she did. Fantastic. I love it. I can't love anything anymore except this. There was the scene at the fireplace between Ramsey and Flynn, and selfishly, I know Flynn was involved in it. Fantastic. Yeah, Flynn became he was, after those years in prison, when they were down in the Drow caves and he heard what Ramsey said down there, that was the first time he had a spark of something that resembled new kinship. Now, Sal, he knows Brahm, but a new friend. And that scene in front of the fireplace was the continuation of that. And during those two conversations that were not initiated by Flynn, I, as a player, because of what Sid said and did in both of those scenes, I felt Flynn inside me say, here we go. We got a direction. Go. And I am forever grateful for that. Love it. Love when that happens. It's the best. Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. By God, I'll see you guys next week.
Amazing stuff. And Toll Squall.
I had a blast. It's a great episode. Seeing more of Waterdeep. Going to the Yawning Portal is just kind of really, really cool. And the idea that Sal has some history with Durnan is kind of neat as well. And yeah, I've got all these big sort of crazy player ideas about this jackpot and the idea of. I mean, to me, it's like the big James Bond casino scene that sort of turns into beginning of Indiana Jones 2 with just a bazillion things happening all at once and just total mayhem, and that we're throwing basically into the mix both the underworld and overworld, I guess, of Waterdeep. The idea that, hey, we're these crazy people who are down on our luck. The only way we can get out, we're basically holding a raffle for this shipment that the whole city in one way or another wants. And I love that idea of pretty much every warring faction showing up in one place with the idea, waiting to watch the ball drop to see who wins it and how that's all going to go down and how the Black Viper is going to take advantage of that. So that's really, really cool to me. I had a blast. What everyone else said, run, go ahead and have those big scenes. I mean, have your own plan. I know Sal is kind of terrified for what Flinrich has planning, but I can't say anything because Sal actually has his own little something he's holding back as well. So we'll see how that all is going to happen. And love it. See you guys next time by Unlearn by Play. And be good. Until then, you can find me as Tall Squall all over the social medias.
Awesome, fantastic stuff. So next week, as Tall Squall said, is Casino Royale meets Temple of Doom. And it was set to be a pretty fun, packed episode. We can't wait to see you guys then.
And we get
Until
to be
next time.
Raiders.
Absolutely, you do. It's a young Indiana Jones, maybe Spy Kids.
We're all
meets
Dr.
Temple of Doom.
Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones. Well, we're going to see who's named after the dog next week. But until then, try not to draw too many net ones because we're going to be there laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye.